I know I'm like 3 weeks behind. I had this footage for about 3 weeks. I wanted to complete it with at least a nice street pass, but I was tired of holding on to this footage, so I figured let me just finish this video, make an outro, and put it out there. That way it's something for you guys to be caught up on. The algorithm doesn't completely turn on me. I was doing really good for a while, a video every week, and yeah, I blew that. So it is what it is. I was also going through some medical issues for a while. It is what it is. I mean, I need to not stress on getting these videos out and worry about life and more important things. So it is what it is. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. For this, we're gonna get the car ready to go down the street. It's been on radio trim since November. It's been on radio trim for a while, so we're gonna swap it to the street, get it to work on the street, and I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of what I do. And then tomorrow, we'll be hitting the street and trying to make some passes for the first time on this combination. First time with the 5.3 and obviously first time with the new turbo. So let's get to the video and I'll swap this thing over. All right, so first we're gonna take some weight, stack it all up right here, and then we're gonna have to raise the ride height because obviously the weight's gonna make it go down. So we're gonna have to add about 1 inch of ride height to it. All right, so I measured the ride height on all 4 corners. That way I can target that same ride height with the weight in the back. Specifically the back. The front I'm probably gonna raise a little bit for transfer. That's probably going to be a little bit higher regardless, but I like to be this close to what it's at now, so pinion angle is right and the suspension is all correct. So it's important to measure before you go changing ride height by adding weight. So keep that in mind, because if you don't, you're just going to add a lot more work for yourself. You're going to have to redo pinion angle, redo suspension. Just make it easy and measure. All right, got a little weight in here so far. Just a little 150. 625 plates. That's usually a good spot for me. That makes it 50-50, so it's always a good starting point. All right, got it all jacked up. Got jack stands. Got the rear hanging so I can adjust the ride height now. Now usually just to keep these 2 coilovers even, I'll put it up or down whatever way I'm going. I'll stick these 2 in there. That way I can keep it even because I already know it's where I want it. So I'll keep this bottom collar wherever I left it. Put it there, or if I'm going down, I'll take this collar, put it down too, and then put the top collar down to that, just to keep them even and consistent so you're not guessing and trying to measure, because as you can see, mine aren't even by the threads. It's a much bigger gap here than it is over there. So this is where I want my ride height, so I use these to keep it even. All right, so I got both shocks up evenly. Now I'm going to jack it back up from the rear, see where that puts me, see if it's where I want it, and then adjust accordingly. There it is, got the slicks on. Hoosier CO7s like always. Got the ride height right. Everything in the rear is pretty much done. Now we gotta move to the front and knock that all out. All right, I got the limiters off. I got the struts raised up about 1 inch, ½ inch or so. And that's pretty much it. Let it down and probably go make a hit on the shoulder of the road real quick and see how it does as is, and then go from there. Shout out to Ron G, Afterworks. Yeah, there hasn't been a pass here in a long time. Pretty much nothing there. So it's gonna have to be really turned down. Well, it started raining, but I'm still gonna try to make one. No prep, no burnout. That was my dad. Might as well run it out, right? Yeah, probably not the smartest thing I ever did, but what are you gonna do? We drove all the way out there. It was like high 80s that day. It was super hot, super muggy. It started drizzling on the ride there, but we stuck through it. It ended up stopping. We got there, let them cool off. I set my shocks, got everything ready, set tire pressure, got the prep out, got the cameras all ready, turned the draggy on, got my helmet, and I went to go sit down there, and then I seen a couple spots on my windshield, which it wasn't that bad. I was still gonna make a pass. Then it started coming down a little heavier, and I'm like, it ain't even worth it. Let's just roll out before it starts really raining and we get stuck driving home and pouring down raining with no wipers and both on slicks. It was smart just to leave. Actually, I believe everything happens for a reason. I always say this. As I was literally half a mile from the driveway, I started smelling something burning, like electrical. Kind of freaked me out, so I rushed home, pulled in the driveway, cut it off real quick. I looked, I couldn't see any smoke, but it seemed like it was up front somewhere. That's all I knew. A couple of days go by, I investigated, and it was actually my DT connector on my fan. My fan wiring, there's a plug right there, so if I need to remove it to get to the engine or the cam or whatever, I can keep the radiator and the fan together and just pull it out as one piece instead of having to cut wires and all that. Well, I'm kind of new to the Deutsch connector thing, and I didn't know that you could only run a certain amount of amps through them. So the one I had was rated for, I think, 13, and the fans are 18. So that was my problem. Plus, it was way too small of a wire, and I also didn't know that either. So we got that all fixed. Everything's good to go. I've drove it a little bit around town, and everything seems to be good there. So that's why I say everything happens for a reason. I mean, who knows? If we would have thugged it out a little bit and stayed there in the rain and let it clear up, and I had made a pass, I mean, could have burned, it could have caught the car on fire. I mean, anything could have happened. So that's why I'm not too mad about not getting that pass in. I mean, I still got a pass, but it doesn't really count. I did get some data from it, but you know, that was just having fun leaving. I have made a couple of little dry hits around town, just on the shoulder of the road and on back roads and stuff, just trying to get that dialed in, because I was trying to get something locked in for this weekend. There was a couple people that were interested, but both of them backfired. It was a turbo small block Ford Fox and then a twin turbo Trackhawk, but something happened with either or, which it is what it is. It was a bad weekend. It was hot. It was raining a little bit on and off. So this kind of weather right here, I don't even want to be in the car, but I'm just trying not to waste this year. So I've been trying to at least drive it. If I'm not going to be racing, at least drive it around and get some kind of enjoyment from it. So this video has been a crazy delay. I know I'm like 3 weeks behind. I had this footage for about 3 weeks, but I wanted to complete it with at least a nice street pass, but I was tired of holding on to this footage, so I figured let me just finish this video, make an outro, and put it out there. That way it's something for you guys to be caught up on. The algorithm doesn't completely turn on me. I was doing really good for a while, a video every week, and yeah, I blew that. So it is what it is. I was also going through some medical issues for a while, and I'm all good now. It is what it is. I mean, I need to not stress on getting these videos out and worry about life and more important things. So it is what it is. Hopefully this time on the next video, we'll be racing it. Even if it's just on the street testing, or maybe I can get something locked in with somebody on the street, bare asphalt, or maybe it's back on radials and we're at the track trying to chase a PB. Next video, hopefully it's something like that. I got 1 week to figure out what I need to do to make that happen. And until then, I'll see you guys then. So thank you for sticking with me. Follow all the socials, and I'll see you next time.